ISD SHAC meeting today. We're going to call the meeting to order at 11:40 a.m. And if you all will take a look at the meeting minutes from our previous meeting and see if you notice anything that needed to be changed or updated. And then I'll ask for a motion to approve the minutes. Thank you, Sandy. Sandy made the motion. Do I have a second? You'll have to tell me your name. I forget. Rainey Hicks. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion carried. Okay, perfect. Okay. Did everybody sign in?
Yeah. Did everybody get their name in the bag? Becky did not.
Becky. Awesome. Thank you, Becky.
Yes. Yay. We have a bunch of extra shirts that they send us. So part of what we're going to do today is we're going to give those shirts away. So we have some sizes. I don't have necessarily all sizes, but I've got special sizes. Lissa's sneaked up.
Yeah, Lissa's got the model shirt on. Go ahead. Okay, so we're going to do the first drawing. Okay, Aaron Wharton. You can come up here and choose a size from the shirts. Right up here. Okay. All right. So I also want to welcome any new members that we have here. I know that there may be a few faces that I'm not familiar with, so if you don't mind standing and introducing yourself, if this is your first meeting. I know I'm catching people as they're chewing their food. I apologize.
Well, my name is Rihanna, and I'm a mother of 3 in the school district, so that was the main reason I came today. But I am also a coalition coordinator for drug prevention resources. The Impact Waxahachie position is open right now. Santana has resigned, but I oversee Navarro County.
Oh, okay. Welcome. Well, it's nice to meet you. All right. Okay.
Hi, my name is Archie Judson. I'm the new Crisis Support Specialist Supervisor at the Waxahachie Police Department. So I'm just here today to see what's going on.
Oh, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Anyone else? Okay. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and move on down the line. So on SHAC updates, I have a few updates that I was going to for Reach Council. As I mentioned, we are doing partnering with Recovery Resource Council and doing a prom pop-up event, and we're doing these in Johnson and in Ellis County. And we do have our dates. It's next Monday and Tuesday, the 21st and 22nd, that will be at the Waxahachie Civic Center for the Ellis County event. It'll run from 4:30 to 8, and it's open to any juniors and seniors in all the school districts in Ellis County to be able to participate. There's a lot of dresses. There's actually some suits, slacks, shirts, there's ties, and there's a few cummerbunds and stuff for the guys. So if you know of any students that might need some assistance in getting prom attire, they are welcome to come. Most of the stuff that we have is brand new with the tags still on them, but we have had some gently used items that had been donated, and they've been cleaned and are ready to go. Do we have any questions regarding that? Again, it's open to any juniors and seniors at all the school districts in Ellis County. It's going to be the 21st and 22nd. So next Monday and Tuesday will be Be there from 4:30 to 8. I will mention that, we could always use volunteers. Ideally, we would like to be able to have a personal shopper with each student, if at all possible. They'll go through a small, like a 15-minute educational piece where they get to play, like a game. We have a spin wheel game. They'll get to use the Fatal Vision goggles for an activity, and they'll watch a little 5-minute video, and then they get to go shopping. And these are items that they get to keep. And so I know last year that even some of our young men that came, they were able to get suits like for job interviews and things like that. So again, that's Monday and Tuesday. And if you'd like to volunteer, reach out to me. Like I said, we could always use additional volunteers. I have a link that you can do a Google sign up and choose a date and time. The other thing I wanted to bring up is on Saturday, April the 30th, is the next DEA Prescription Drug Take Back Day. And I will be organizing, hopefully, to be able to use the Coleman Junior High again, so I've got to get that in process. But if you have any expired or unused medication that you would like to drop off, so it'll be April the 30th. Also, we have our youth recovery community is doing has an SEL opportunity. We are partnering with Pause for Reflections for an equine-focused SEL learning group. It's for ages 13 to 17. And it goes for 6 weeks. It starts, the first session starts March the 1st through April the 5th. And the registration for that is due on February the 25th. And then the second session is April the 19th through May 24th. And that one will be due April the 15th. And these will run on Tuesday evenings from 6 p.m. to 7:30. There's a maximum of 8, youth per class. And so I sent out to some of the counselors, but I may have missed someone. So if you're interested in possibly, referring the student to participate in this, they're going to learn how to work with the horses on the ground. They'll be able to ride and things like that. Is there anything I might be missing on that, Tom? Okay. Is there anything else that you know of that we need to mention? Okay. Well, that is our updates for Reach Council for this month. WISD security updates is Josh.
Josh, when you get up there, would you draw a name out of the bag?
It's Becky Skasta?
Yes.
Skasta?
Hey, Becky.
There you go, Becky. Come get you a shirt.
No, there's sizes on there.
You missed that.
Well, I think that there's two things I'd like to say. That whatever organizations in this area that are doing drug awareness seem to be working out really well. We've been working really hard doing canine searches at WHS and all our secondary schools. The last round I was able to watch and observe with them, we ended up searching the property of about 650 students at the school. And all of those students, what we do is we'll clear out a room and have them leave their stuff there. That way the drug dog can come and check things out. As the kids are leaving the room, we run them through metal detectors to make sure they don't have any weapons or vape pens and things like that on them. So out of those 650 kids, which is about a quarter of the population of what we have at Waxahachie High, we didn't find any drugs, narcotics, or paraphernalia. We found one vape pen amongst those 650 some odd kids. That one of the kids kind of rolled across the floor while we were having them stand up. So we don't know who it belongs to. They get kind of sneaky when we get them out of the classroom and try to drop things in the trash cans and stuff like that. But I will say, from my point of view, that's very successful. I don't know if they're using these things at home, but it looks like they're not bringing them into the school. So that's very good. One of the things that's concerning right now is the mental health. And I don't know if it's just the weather or I hear that when the seasons change, that brings up difficulties amongst people. But that's one of the things we're seeing right now is just a lot of mental health issues. And I know that the school district implemented the counselors that come into the school, the therapists and stuff like that. And from my understanding, there's a waiting list to get into SIM. So we're really happy that they're being utilized, but I think it also brings awareness to the fact that we really need more mental health resources here in this area. So law enforcement, our first responders, the police department, we just implemented our new crisis intervention team, and we're getting that off the ground. So it's really neat that we're making strides that direction. So that's good, but we'd love all the help we can get on that front. So that's all I have.
Okay. Well, I will say that I know for Reach Council, on a lot of our grants, they've added the focus of mental health. And so whatever we can do, we're happy to assist. Tom is our person that's in charge of our student programs, but let us know if there's anything we can do, if there's presentations or if there's something that we can assist in any way, we'd be happy to do that.
Certainly. Thank you.
Thanks, Josh. Okay. All right, so our next item up is the WISD health update, specifically including WISD's response to COVID-19 and the status of current conditions with Melissa. You going to draw too?
I am. Bo, I saw you sneak in. We want to get your, not that you were sneaking, I didn't mean it like that, but we do want to get your name in the bag, so because we're going to be drawing throughout the meeting, so. Yeah, I know, it was confusing. All right.
Thank you.
Our next winner is Christy Kubin. All right, well, I'm going to start out with the drug testing program report, which I don't have much of one because February's results have not come in yet. They're due probably Monday of next week. It is taking at least twice as long to get results this year as it has in the past. The drug testing company is just experiencing the same labor shortage that everybody else is. So it's just taking time to get results. But one thing I did want to share with you guys is of the 10 to 12 marijuana positives that we've had this year across the district, we've only had one repeat positive. So that tells me something's working. Most of these kids that have a positive and they come every month and test again, they look like they're doing really well. So, I'm very encouraged by that. I hope you are too. Does anybody have any questions about the drug testing program? Yes, Dr. Averett.
Could you speak to our process and how that works as far as when students are selected by our testing company and how they do that, randomization, that kind of thing?
Sure, absolutely. If a student is involved in an extracurricular activity or if they drive on campus, we obtain consent from the parents to place their name in a drug testing pool. Each year, and sometimes each month, I send an updated list to the drug testing company. They have randomization software that they use, and they run that list through that software, and a list is generated each month of students that are going to be tested. Now, because you've been selected once does not make you any less likely to be selected again. And oddly enough, this month's list, I had like 4 or 5 repeats on there, which doesn't normally happen. I might have 1 or 2, but I had several this time. So we have generally, once a student has tested negative twice, we don't test them again. That's not something that we announce or anything like that because we don't want to give anybody permission to misbehave, but that is generally our policy. We don't test them again. We don't want anybody to feel targeted ever, and they're not targeted. It is purely random. Does that explain?
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
Okay, all right. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
What is the follow-up to that?
The follow-up, great. Once a student tests positive, we have a meeting with the principal, myself, the counselor, the student, and the parent. And sometimes we'll call a coach in or, a sponsor or whoever the person is that's in charge of the reason that person is in the pool. A lot of times they're just drivers, so there's not anybody else to call in. But we have a meeting. We let the parents know what happened. We assure the parents and the student that this is not a punitive policy. These students are just given from their first positive, they're given a 45-minute drug education session with the campus counselor, whoever their counselor is. As a result of that positive, they're automatically on the testing list every month. So they will be tested just the rest of that school year. If they test positive in March, they will test again in April, and then that'll be it. It doesn't carry over to the next year unless it's a second or third positive. And then we do have to do that. This does not go in their record. Nobody has to know. Only the coach or sponsor has to know because they can't participate for 10 days in their activity. And they also have to test negative to return to their activity. So sometimes it's a little bit more than 10 days because of the timing of the drug testing sessions. Is that good? Okay. Did I leave anything out? Anybody? Did I get it? Okay. All right. Any other questions on drug testing? Okay. We'll go on to our favorite subject of COVID. And it's going great. I am just so happy. I hope you guys are happy too. We currently have, I believe today we're going to have 12 active cases in the district, and that's from nearly 400 at one time before. So it is unbelievably plummeting, I guess is a good way to put it. We've had a couple of new students and a couple of new staff members this week, and that's it. So I hope that by the time we come back in April, we will really have very little to talk about as far as COVID goes. So any questions there?
And I'll just say our in-person attendance is starting to look normal again, and really normal for the first time since 2019 normal.
Wow.
94, 95% attendance. And we had some times where it was looking that decent in the fall, but last school year, as much as we remember the shutdown of March of 2020 that carried through the remainder of the 2020 school year, last school year we started with a virtual option. We ended that virtual option with the beginning of the third 6 weeks in November, but we still had kids that would present a medical exemption, and we would honor the medical exemption. So we still had, 5% or so of our students that just weren't attending every day, and then take attendance from there. Well, right now, our attendance is looking 94, 95% across the district. So of our 10,000 plus enrolled district, we're doing pretty well. And our neighbors are beginning to do pretty well. This is really looking like a normally attended time of school, because in January and February of any other year, we would have flu, we would have cold, we would have illness. We do have some of that, but not as bad as it's been in some other years even. This is a pretty normal February.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, a really good feeling. Any other COVID questions? The only other thing about nursing I can think of right now is I just spoke with EJ, our athletic training director, and we are planning on doing physicals again this year. The nurses from the district volunteer and help out with those, along with doctors from the community. So we will be doing athletic physicals in May 2nd and May 9th. I should have been able to add that in my head. I didn't do that very well. Math isn't my thing. All right, before I go, I'm going to draw one more name.
We got lots of shirts to give.
I'm sorry.
The physicals, do we charge for those?
No, we do not. Tina, yeah, Tina Maston Mitchell. She's one of my nurses, but I really didn't pull it out on purpose, I promise. This is an error. He's just ask him if he has any update on just the coordinated school health program. And then Ginger will be due, yes.
Okay, so I need to check if Dustin Bittaker has any updates on the coordinated school health program. Any updates today that you want?
Appointment designee, Ms. Robinson.
I'll do the next one.
Okay.
Okay,
Then no updates.
okay, all right. Thank you, Dustin. Okay, so we have no updates on that, but Ginger is going to come and give us an update on the human sexuality curriculum.
Anyone to draw? Oh, do I need to draw? Do I get to draw? Oh, that's great. Oh, good.
Yeah, there's seven more shirts.
Stephanie Foster. I'll give her a minute to come forward.
Can I say one more thing? I forgot to brag on Tina's campus. We had a competition with this, and the competition was for number of donations to the American Heart Association and number of blood pressure checks. And Dunaway Elementary won both. So they got two $25 Amazon cards for that.
Okay, I just, last month, as you all know, I presented information about our current human sexuality program, which is Choosing the Best. We had some binders that we passed around for you guys to review. I also then, Lisa emailed out the link for you guys so that you could see and review each of the curriculums because they start at 6th grade and go through 9th. So I wanted to give this opportunity if you guys had a chance to look through those websites or the binders, if you had any questions about the program. Yes?
Do you have any more of those binders?
I didn't bring them to this meeting, but we keep a copy of those in our in my office at the curriculum department so that parents can review them at all times. It's a full curriculum with all the videos that they show. I know this is your first meeting, but we can get you those links as well.
Okay, and then I see that the goal is to meet at least 2 times to discuss the curriculum.
Yes.
So is it still open to join that committee?
So we didn't form a committee because we're not asking for a new human sexuality. We're asking our SHAC to recommend that we continue the one we're doing. So our first meeting, our first time we discussed it was last meeting. This is our second discussion, but I am more than happy to get you the information. We can for sure get that to you so that you can have that for. And then the next, in April, we will ask for our SHAC to recommend not only our human sexuality curriculum, but our one that we're also, the next one I'm going to talk about, which is our trafficking. Lisa, can you help me remember to, okay. Thank you for asking. Any other questions? Anybody have any input, anything about choosing the best? I know if you are long-standing SHAC members, we've seen this program a lot throughout our years. So anybody new have any questions? Okay. You want to? So I get to draw. I get to draw again because I have to wait for the next. Oh, no.
It's a blank.
It really was. Rainey Hicks. Let me come to the next one.
Okay, Ginger's also going to talk to us about the Child Abuse, Family Violence, Dating Violence, and Sex Trafficking Committee update, since Leslie is not here with us today.
So Leslie Dean is helping me with head up this committee. She had to be in Austin for some prior engagements, so we met. I just want to give you guys an update of where we're at in the process of choosing a curriculum. Our goal this year is to have a curriculum to you as SHAC members by April, so that we can present that to our board in May. I have to get my notes. So what is being passed around now is Leslie Dean is she is with the Ellis County Children's Advocacy Center, and they have been working diligently with other school districts, with their other advocacy centers from around the state, because the state has mandated that we put these curriculums into place. So she has a wealth of knowledge. It's why I really don't even feel great speaking for her, but she put together a list of curriculums here that we're going to review. These are the top ones by the state that she has been, and she speaks on numerous boards. I just watched her on a state panel through TEA about trafficking. So she has a great wealth of knowledge. So these are the curriculums that we're going to review. I brought the list of the subcommittee. If you don't remember, if you signed up for it last time, I have your names. What we're going to do, she is also, Ms. Dean is also working with other districts in our area. She's also doing this for Midlothian. So what we discussed, Leslie and I met yesterday, what we're going to try to do is she's going to put together the subcommittee SHAC from Midlothian, our subcommittee, and I know who you are. We're going to meet together. We're going to go over, we're going to have these our curriculums of choice. We're going to have representatives from those places come in and speak to our subcommittees together. What her hopes are, as being, of course, Waxahachie ISD, Waxahachie being the county seat, and then Midlothian being another large district, is that the smaller districts then can piggyback off the curriculums that we choose. It's going to help them, the advocacy center, because they're going to be the ones helping our counselors. They're going to come in and help facilitate these lessons. Because that was one of the things we talked about, is our counselors are stretched so thin as it is. So she's working on some grants to hire an educator so that they can help educate, not just in our school district, but all the districts around in Ellis County who she works with. So these are the curriculums that we're going to be reviewing. We have heard back from Midlothian. So if you are on my subcommittee or you can't remember if you are, I've got the list. The meeting that we are proposing to meet and discuss this with Midlothian is March 23rd. So if you want to go ahead and mark your calendars, March 23rd at 6 o'clock here. Lisa has already reserved the room for us. Ms. Dean will bring in the speakers from these, it may be Zoom, but it's okay because some of these curriculums are far, the producers are not local. But we will get to ask them questions. We'll get to review their curriculum. Any questions that you have, we'll get to be able to discuss that with them. We went through the same process when we worked on our human sexuality program. We had actual people from that helped produce the curriculum here to answer questions, and it really worked out great. So Ms. Dean thought that would be a great idea, is if we could ask the actual people who created the curriculum and have those questions answered. So if you're on that subcommittee, or if you are very, very interested and still want to sign up, here is the list for that subcommittee. So we will meet with Midlothian in conjunction and have those presenters here to talk about these. Now, in the meantime, what we would like for you to do is, here's a list of these. there could be more questions than you have than what Leslie and I came up with. We've got those questions down on the left-hand side. If there's any other questions that you want to add on there that you want our committee to think about, things that we need to review, please go ahead and email her. She's got her email at the bottom. She said any questions you have, anything you want to add to this, she wants to make sure that you guys just reach out to her, and we'll make sure that we include those when we meet with them at our March meeting. Let me make sure I have my notes actually on my phone. All right, any questions on that? I think we're pretty, Becky. Mm-hmm.
So this bill, yes.
Yes, Senate Bill 9.
Covers several topics.
It does.
So this is trafficking only, right?
No. So I put that up there just because we kind of worked on this pretty quickly yesterday just to make sure we had all these so that you guys would have a copy of it. Some of these only cover trafficking. The bill actually is, oh gosh, Mr. Alvenshine, you may have to help
Well,
me.
it's on your agenda. Child
Yes.
abuse, family violence, dating violence, and sex trafficking prevention.
Yes, so some of these curriculums on here are trafficking only. Some of these curriculums will cover all of the topics that the bill that we're required to cover. So that's one of the things we, as a committee, we're going to look at is which one of these is going to, which one is more bang for our buck that we can have all these topics covered. So, good question.
I do have one other.
Okay.
I've just recently joined the Big Girl Shack, and I believe she was at our first meeting.
Okay.
Someone from the advocacy center was there. But I know you said the smaller districts could be back off, but I believe that they're like on the ground floor really organizing, so I think it'd be super beneficial if they had a representative at least to be able to be there.
She's actually going to reach out to all of them. We talked about that yesterday as well. We know Midlothian wants to. She had already established that with Midlothian. She just had to talk to us, Waxahachie ISD. But the smaller districts, she is going to ask them to have a rep there. So, yes.
And as Ginger alluded, the only reason Leslie Dean isn't with us today is because she's in Austin with the Children's Advocacy Centers of Texas.
Yes.
Ellis County is one of 15 counties of the state. There's 254 counties total in the state. Ellis County is one of 15 counties whose CACs, the Children's Advocacy Centers, have taken an active role in leading the charge to combat specifically human trafficking, but have always been at the forefront of preventing child abuse. So Leslie's an expert in this field. We were fortunate to have her, and she's on this committee. She was here last meeting and will be here to help shepherd this. The only reason she's not here today is because she's there in Austin.
That's why I don't.
Also, Ginger, if anybody wasn't here at our last meeting or either of our new members would like to serve on this subcommittee, there's plenty of room. So please feel free.
Yes.
February is Teen Dating Awareness Month.
So our hopes is after we have our meeting in March, we get to review these curriculums, then we will be able to, as a committee, bring it back to our SHAC and have you all vote so that we can take it to our board in May, that the SHAC, the way the bill is written is the school board designates that the SHAC will be the one to review for these curriculums and choose the curriculum. So yes, if you're interested, please come. We need everybody's input. We want to have your voice. Any other questions? Okay. Oh, yeah, I get to do one more name. Sandy King. Yes, Sandy, you won. She peeks around the corner.
I think we've got 4 left.
And I will stay around after if you want to join the subcommittee. I just need your name and email. Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right.
Do what?
Okay, Debbie Timmerman.
Mine is Crystal King.
Okay. That's right. Congratulations to all those that got shirts today. Well, that is all that we have on our agenda today. So if I can receive a motion to close the meeting today. Okay, Becky makes a motion. Do I have a second? Sandy, seconds. All in favor? Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure there's no opposed. And we will see everybody back on April the 14th. Yes.